The witness in Salem tech story. I am the witness, the observer of all the mistakes, wrong turns, and accidents of humans. I see all the paranormal encounters people make. But I wasn't always like this. Once I was like you, a human. This is my story. My name was once Edgar Worthington. I was a young man in Salem, Massachusetts during the trials that marked the town's descent into madness. It is a name that no longer matters, for I have long shed it in favor of a different existence, one that spans beyond time itself. But before I became the witness, I was just a man who believed in truth, in reason, and in the purity of justice. I was not prepared for the horrors that awaited me. The town of Salem was teeming with fear in 1692. Whispers of witches had spread like wildfire, and the air crackled with suspicion. I, Edgar Worthington, had been sent by the local authorities to investigate the claims of witchcraft. But what I found in that wretched town would forever alter the course of my life. At the time, I was an inquisitive and ambitious man. I was no stranger to supernatural tales or odd occurrences, but I dismissed them with the certainty of youth and reason. I believed that logic would conquer all, and superstition had no place in this world of science and facts. It was during one such investigation that I first encountered what would become my undoing. I had been summoned to speak with a young woman named Anne Reed, who had been accused of witchcraft. She was bedridden, and the townspeople claimed she had fallen ill after seeing a strange white cat outside her window. The town thought it was a demon that she betrayed. Her condition was worsening, her body racked with fever, and her mind drifting into delirium. As I entered her room, I was struck by the palpable sense of dread that filled the space. The air was thick with a stifling heaviness, as though the very walls were closing in on me. Anne was pale, her body trembling under the thin blanket, her eyes glazed and unfocused. The white cat she had seen was mentioned in hushed tones, but the townsfolk didn't dare to elaborate on what it might have meant. I didn't believe them, not for a moment. The cat was merely a coincidence, a figment of a fevered imagination, or so I thought. I asked Anne how she felt, but her words were incoherent, her fevered rants punctuated by cryptic mutterings. As I stepped out of her room, I was confronted by the town's constable, a man by the name of John Hale. His face was drawn with concern, and there was a strange tremor in his voice as he spoke. "Have you heard the stories, Worthington?" he asked. "The ones about the house that walks? People have seen it move across the land at night, its windows glowing as if alive. I can't help but wonder if this too is connected to the sickness that has befallen us." I scoffed at his words, dismissing the talk of moving houses as pure superstition. "A house does not walk, Hale. That is nonsense," I replied, though a small part of me was unsettled by the mention of such an eerie tale. Hale's eyes darkened, and he leaned in closer, lowering his voice. "And what of the cat, then? The one they say appears before misfortune strikes. Are you still so sure it is all coincidence?" I turned from him, unwilling to entertain the notion. "I will investigate the girl. That is my job, and I will not be swayed by idle rumors." But as I left to visit Anne again, I could feel the weight of those words gnawing at my mind. It wasn't long after that my doubts began to grow. Strange things began to happen around me. As I delved deeper into the cases of those accused of witchcraft, I uncovered patterns that suggested a force beyond our understanding was at work. It wasn't witchcraft, it was something older, something far darker, lingering just beneath the surface of our world. I was approached by a strange figure in the woods one night, a figure draped in a cloak of tattered shadows. It was neither man nor spirit, but something in between. It whispered in a voice like the rustling of dry leaves, its words slithering into my ears. "The truth is not what you think, Edgar Worthington," it said. "Your quest for knowledge has drawn you to the edge of the abyss. Do you wish to see what lies beyond?" I did not hesitate. I was driven by a thirst for truth, and I followed the creature into the forest, deeper than any man should. There, in the heart of the woods, I witnessed the impossible. A vast, ancient tree stood at the center of a clearing, its roots sprawling deep into the earth, faces screaming sullenly on the bark. The creature, the one who had led me here, opened its mouth and the tree groaned. its bark splitting to reveal a passage into the earth itself. The very ground seemed to breathe. I descended into the abyss, guided by the creature's voice. It was there that I encountered the thing that would change me. The creature revealed itself as a being of the void, a demon born from the darkness between worlds. Its body was an ever-shifting mass of shadows and ash, its face an impossibly wide grin of blackened teeth. It called itself Obscurum Malum, a creature that fed on the minds of those who sought answers to questions they were never meant to ask. It spoke of the fate of those who dare to look beyond the veil, those who, like me, believed they could control what was unknowable. Obscurum offered me a choice: return to the world above, forgetting all I had seen, or join it in the void, becoming its witness, an eternal observer of the world, bound to the knowledge of things too terrible to comprehend. I chose the latter. When I awoke, I was no longer Edgar Worthington. My human life was gone, replaced by something else, something that could never return to the world of the living. I became the witness, an eternal presence, bound to record the stories of those who encounter the unknown. I could never escape the memory of what I had witnessed, the truth that haunted me, a truth far more terrifying than any witch's curse. And so I am here, bound to witness the horrors and wonders of the world. The cat, the house, and the forgotten things all have their place in this endless tapestry of terror. I watch as they unfold, helpless to intervene, for I am the witness, a man long lost to time.